Uh-oh. Guess that's a little bit better now. Hey, YouTube. Um, yeah, it's been a day. It's been a day, honey. It's been a show enough day. But I came on here hopefully to be able to get this post done correctly now. I want to talk about being fast. Not fast like that. Not hot, but just being fast. Got a question for all my sassy survivors. Do you know anyone who has suffered a stroke? Or do you know the signs of a stroke? I wonder, do you know? Every year, as you already know, more than 795,000 people suffer a traumatic brain injury. They suffer a stroke. That's just in the US. Over the world, there are millions and millions and millions. Uh, India, there's a very high number, millions and millions uh, have strokes in India. And then I think maybe number two is China. But in any rate, all over the world, there's a lot of strokes and traumatic brain injuries. Um, there are two different types of strokes. There are two different types. The first type of stroke that I'm going to talk about is an ischemic stroke, which is what I had 4 years ago. The blood clot formed in my carotid artery, which is in the back of my neck, because you got one on the left, one on the right. The one on my right had a clot in it, and carotid artery in the back of my neck on my right side, which is why I'm left side stroke affected. And yeah, that's what happened with me. That's one stroke. The other type of stroke is a hemorrhagic stroke. Hemorrhagic strokes are when a blood vessel in the brain ruptures and bleeds into your brain tissue. These are very serious, serious things when they happen. Sort of close to an aneurysm, I heard. Um, when you have a hemorrhagic stroke. Um, but we're sassy survivors, guys. You already know that. We got the victory. We're still here. We're overcomers, and we have work to do. We have a story to tell. So that's what we're doing. We're sharing our story to save lives, to bring awareness of what to do. Now, let's talk about the signs. Let's talk about the signs. Spotting the signs of a stroke. Uh, be fast. Uh-oh. Did I lose my hair? I hope not. Be fast. Let's talk about being fast. Yeah. So BEFAST. Fast. Be fast. Not slow. But fast. Not slow. Okay. All right. I'm coming on back. I'm coming on back. All right. So B. B is for balance. Ask the person to stand. Look at them. Do they have trouble staying steady on their feet? Are they walking back and forth? Are they leaning with it and rocking with it? That's what I'm trying to figure out. So if that's what they're doing, then they could be having a stroke. They could be. Um, I know that I had the day before my stroke, I had trouble walking. So I had to hold a wall. I had to hold some chairs. I had to sit down and take quite a few breaks because my balance was off. I just thought I was tired, but my balance was off. And yeah, that my brain was trying to connect to my hands and to my feet, but the mobility was really difficult for me. So my brain was not connecting to the limbs of my body to know what to do. So yeah, that's the brain connection is extremely powerful. And when some of your brain is damaged, when you have some brain damage, because some of your parts of your brain are lost or damaged and can't, the fire is not working, and you need to be able to connect things, and doesn't always happen when you're trying to fire off. So your brain is trying to learn new ways to get the same information. So it's the same info, but it has to have different avenues to travel to get there. So yeah, that can take some time, and that's unfortunately what strokes do. They do that. But you can always come back. That's why we're here together. You can always come back. Okay, so E, next part of the B fast is eyes. These two, these two joints right here, your eyeballs. Um, Ask the person if they are seeing double or seeing blurry vision. Even ask them to repeat. I mean, look around and see. Ask them, what do they see? How are they seeing? Now, I have heard, I do know some stroke survivors that have gone blind. Um, that's that's something that they had to deal with. They actually went blind for a time during their stroke recovery. That's what their stroke recovery looked like. Everyone who has a stroke is different. They're different. There are different symptoms and different things that go on with the stroke because every stroke is different. There's no cookie cutter stroke. Okay, every one is affected differently depending on their limbs and the mobility and things like that. But these are the main core signs, but there are other signs, but these are the main ones to spot to know if someone's having a stroke to help save a life. What are we doing? We're saving lives. Again, people, what are we doing? We're saving lives. Yay! That's what we're doing. Okay, let's move on. Next one is F. F is for face drooping. Uh, Ask the person to smile. Ting. Are they able to do that? Or is one side of their face drooping or dropping and they're not able to get their face to smile? If they're not able to form a complete smile, if it's kind of dragging or drooping, it could be that their face is paralyzed. Mine's was. My muscles in my face would not cooperate. They would not move. It took about 3 weeks, it took about 21 days for me to actually have a complete smile. I was fighting so hard to have my face be able to, the muscles, to loosen up the muscles so that my face could actually smile again. So after about 3 weeks of intense therapy, just on my face, I was able to smile again. So it is a process. It is a journey, and you cannot give up. You cannot give up because if I gave up, I wouldn't be able to smile now. So I had to keep going and not give up. But yes, my face was paralyzed, just like the left side of my body was for a little while. So I had to work on that to get the mobility, to get the feeling back. Because again, my brain is trying to connect to my body, and it just wasn't always talking to each other. I guess they broke up. They was in a bad relationship too much. Okay, come on back around. So yeah, that's what it was, and they was trying to reconnect and get back together, but it took a minute for them to come back together to get the muscles working, the muscles in your body, in your affected limbs. They're trying to get back together to do what they used to do, to have some type of normality in your life and some type of mobility, good mobility back in your body. And that takes time. Okay, got to be patient, y'all. Patience is the key. Patience is the key. Patience and prayer. Baby, look, without patience and prayer, I don't know where I would be. Can I stop real quick and tell you that? Without patience and prayer and persistence. Did I just come up with something? I think I did. Patience, prayer, persistence. That's what I had to have. I really, really did in order to come back around, in order to keep fighting for what I knew I could have. I knew there was normalcy out there after stroke. I just didn't know how to get it. And I just had to keep praying with the help of my caregivers, with the help of my family, with the help of friends, with the help of doctors, my therapist, my physical therapy, my speech therapy, my occupational therapy. I'm a whole new woman. And I'm telling you, I'm out here living. I'm doing it with God's help, with God guiding and leading. I'm doing some things. I'm making some moves, and I'm so happy to be bringing awareness to help save lives. Because, baby, yeah, yeah, it's a whole new world, a whole new chapter, and I'm so blessed to still be here with you all to be able to share with you to help save someone else, because that's what my brand is. That's my whole brand, to encourage you, to motivate you, to help save a life. That's what we're doing here. That's what we're doing, and showing you how to be fabulous while we're doing it. Okay, moving on, because I can I can get up on my soapbox with this one. A, arm. A is for arm weakness. Uh, Ask the person, the potential stroke survivor, to raise their arms. Are they able to raise both arms, or are they able to only raise one arm? Is one arm kind of drooping and dragging, the other arm is, up and moving and mobile? If not, if it's some type of arm weakness, there could be another sign of a stroke. I know that with the paralyzation that I was dealing with right after the stroke, I really wasn't able to move either one of my left arm. My right arm was doing okay, but my left was really not moving much at all. It took a lot of physical therapy and work on my part to be determined to get some mobility back in my left arm. Uh, that took maybe a couple of months because it took about 3 weeks for me to smile again, the muscles in my face. But this arm and this hand and the shoulder. Let's talk about shoulder weakness. Baby, shoulders be dead. It can be. It can feel like a log, after a stroke. So you really got to work on that. But yes, that's this is this next sign of a stroke. Another one. The next one is S for speech. Uh, when you have a TIA or a stroke, um, your speech, ask the person to speak. Listen for slurred speech. Listen for trouble choosing the right words to say. Listen for stuttering. Listen for if they get stuck. Um, just like I just did right there. Isn't that something? So that's another sign of aphasia. That's another thing that could happen dealing with the speech of a stroke survivor. They have aphasia. And aphasia is something where your brain is trying their best to get the words out. The brain is trying to connect to the mouth. And sometimes the connection from the brain to the mouth is not fun. It's can be very challenging. And sometimes people mumble after a stroke, or they're not able to speak at all. They're not able to communicate at all. They have to write things down in order to communicate. Their ability to speak is taken from them, and that's aphasia. And that's a whole nother. But that is one of the effects that you can have from a stroke is aphasia. So what I have is a very, very mild case of aphasia. Thank God that is what I happen to have on this road. But every stroke is different. There's no cookie cutter stroke. Everyone is different. Your levels are different. How you're changing and growing and learning, it's going to be different, but it can be done. So I have a lot of stuttering. I have that issue. I lose track of thought sometimes when I'm talking and speaking. Sometimes I can go on and on, kind of ramble on before I get to the point. So that is what I deal with as far as the speech part. Um, so yeah, I was gonna say something else, honey, but it flew out of my brain. Hopefully it'll come on back. Last one. Last one is time. T is time. Time to call 911. Um, yeah, when I had the car accident, my head went through the windshield. Someone was right behind us. So they pulled up right behind us and they called 911 immediately. And because seconds count, minutes count. When brain injuries are going on, seconds count. So the first responders were there pretty quickly, and I'm very, very grateful for that. And I'm just thinking, my mind goes back to just being grateful to God that someone was there. Somebody knew the signs. I didn't know. I didn't have anyone around me at the time that knew, but after the accident, there was someone who knew and they called 911. Maybe the day before, I just wasn't, I knew something was off. I knew something was crazy. Something was really, really weird in my body and in my brain. I just could not concentrate on things. I was so tired, so fatigued, so stressed out. Uh, but I did not know these signs. So if you know the sign, now that you know the signs, you can possibly help save a life and be a hero. And that's what this is about. This is what this is all about: saving lives and becoming a hero. Um, and making the difference in someone's life. I think about my balance going back to be fast. I've fallen so many times in my kitchen since the stroke, post stroke. I've fallen in the house, in my bedroom. I've fallen out in public. Embarrassing, honey. Falling in public is not fun, but I got up. I had help getting up, and I got moving again. And I did not let it defeat me. That's the thing. Don't have a defeatist attitude. Don't let things like this defeat you. And I know that it's a struggle. I know that it's a mental, you know, challenge, but you can overcome. You can. That's why we're still here together. We're still here together because we've already overcome, and you have purpose. You have life. You have things that God has left you down here to do. So let's get them done. Let's get them done. Whatever that looks like for you. What does your next chapter look like? Drop it in the comments. What does your next chapter look like? And whoop, whoop, what is your favorite thing that you've learned today? Out of Be Fast, what was your favorite letter and why? Let me know why. Um, I'm praying for you all. I'm bringing awareness to my brand. I'm bringing awareness to you all. That's what this is about. This is about surviving. It's about being sassy with it too, though. Don't get it twisted. I need you to be sassy with your stuff, uh, because that's why you're here. You're here to do it and do it well. Is going to be different? Yes. It's going to look different? Probably so. But it can still be done, and you cannot give up. Never ever give up. Um, just on here to encourage you all tonight and let you all know that no matter what's going on, because here where I am is fall break. It's fall break. So I've been thinking to myself, okay, now what does fall break look like for me? Because I'm gonna have my nephew kicking it with me all week. So I'm gonna have my nephew here and we're trying to think up little activities and things. Yes, there are gonna be modifications. So yes, I'm not going to be able to do A, B, and C. But guess what? Maybe Sassy Survivor can do X, Y, and Z. See, we don't know. So I'm open to what's going to be happening this week. I'm open to new adventures with my nephew this week because he is part of my support system. He keeps me going. He keeps her young, baby, keeps me sassy. So I thank God for that. So to all my caregivers, to everyone who's helping with the survivor of whatever level, uh, however you are recovering on your recovery journey, whatever that looks like for you, because every stroke is different. Never give in or receive that your 9 months to 1 year stroke recovery is about the best you're going to do. That is a lie. Don't ever receive that. I curse and rebuke that at the root. You can still recover. You can still come back better than ever. You can still, whatever your new is, keep it going. Whatever that is, whatever that looks like for you, whatever your next chapter is, walk into it. Walk boldly and bravely into it. We are going to walk boldly and bravely into our new chapter together. Okay, that was it. I just want to share with you. Be fast, and help save a life. Okay, I'm out of here. I love you, but God loves you the very, very best.